sea ahead and an army behind! Ready yourselves!
We're testing the water on how do I avoid voices from the heavens and beams of light? And I said, what happens if an appearance is human? It's a shepherd boy. And he said, well, how young? I said, very young, as young as I can possibly play him.
It gives it a visual cue or a visual language that you wouldn't have necessarily if the voice of God just kind of boomed through the clouds. And I guess for Ridley is such a visual person that there needed to be some avenue for him visually through which to have those conversations between Moses and God, and he chose what he chose. So when I first found out I was doing I was asked to do the movie, I was like, well, I can't really do that, can I? I mean, it's not really me, and it's so far removed from my experience. At the same time, those are the challenges that I'm looking for. So it was a real dilemma for me. And then I got farmed around all the different departments and put through the works and spat out the other side as this bald gold kind of, peacock. And I was like, wow, maybe it can work. Maybe it can.
Who has been telling you this? God.
For anybody to have that incredible passion where you will get enormous numbers of people following them, then there has to be something incredibly remarkable about that person, right? And so that must be either absolute divine inspiration or madness. They must go very close to each other. It must be a very fine line that person treads. And I often would think to myself, what would people think of Moses if he was to arrive today? Would people likely think he was a prophet, or would they be probably very scared of this man?
And am I hearing voices, or am I going crazy?
Yes.
Moses.
Ramesses, you grew up together, close as brothers. Keep each other safe.
What was important to me was the fact that the father, played by John Turturro, kind of favoured Moses more as a son, even though it's not his blood. Favoured him more than he did Ramesses, who kind of respected him more. And that engine of, of resentment and insecurity and how that would feel was great information for me leading into playing the character.
We're going to recapture 400,000 slaves.
We're not recapturing anyone.
The trouble for any filmmaker, and why it's such a risk, and why I admire the bravery of Ridley just to kind of go, I'm doing it. I don't, he has respect for everybody's opinion, but he can't please everybody, and nor should he try, because it's a waste of energy. Yeah. But that director's going to have a vision, and when you have such a fondness for a book, and in our case, the most famous book, for, two different, three different religions, is people have those images in their head. They have those ideas in their head. So what do you do about that? I mean, you either just don't make the movie or you make it. But we're not trying to rewrite the Bible.